Vladimir Putin coming out today, making a couple moves here, announcing to this Federal Security Service, the FSS, which is the main successor of the KGB. He said the situation around the country will change for the better, but not because we will make concessions, bend down, bend over, or trifle with someone else. Trifle with someone else. He says it will change for the better only if we become stronger. Now he goes on to accuse the West of using attempts at political isolation, economic sanctions and pressure, large-scale information war. And he also goes on to say down here that they have caught, and this is coming from like all over the world here, foreign spies, saying it exposed 52 foreign intelligence officers and 290 of their agents. So they caught a few hundred guys here. None of the names released, none of it hit the mainstream, not a word of it, not a peep. But now he's coming out and saying we snagged up around 300 some individuals here. Officers and agents all together here from all across the globe trying to infiltrate Russia. But he's saying that, as you can see here, no one is going to scare their country, he says. But then he picks up the phone and he calls the president of Iran, and he calls for immediate ceasefire here on these military activities in Yemen. Now, they went on to discuss 6 power negotiations over Iran's nuclear program and finished out the conversation talking about that. But Vladimir Putin telling Iran to back off in Yemen. Immediate ceasefire. Using Yemen as a proxy here between Saudi Arabia and Iran. Iran being the Shiite Muslims, Saudi Arabia being the Sunni Muslims. And you can see that this is a huge Muslim proxy war with other people involved all the way around. And of course, when you have 9 countries bombing one little area, or 10 now with Egypt backing it, that's a lot of firepower, a lot of bombs being dropped on this area. But this is exactly what it is here. This is a proxy war being waged here. And that's the same thing you're seeing in all of these other countries. It's these countries that are afraid to go head-to-head and just go banging it out. Instead of Iran and Saudi Arabia just saying the hell with it and banging it out, nope, they're going to use these other countries and trample through them and use them as the proxy war. Now, use them to fight the proxy war. Through them. It's not going head-to-head anywhere. It's inside of these other countries, and it's the same old song and dance. Innocent people get killed and trampled and murdered, and then they set up their puppet regime when it's all said and done. And how convenient Russia's calling on Iran to back off of all this. And maybe here at some point you people will see when I say that this is a world stage that it is just that. Anyone that wants to tell you that any other religion, color, race, or human being is your enemy, that is your freaking enemy. We are connected all across this globe. The innocent children that are sitting there in the streets with no shoes on, no shirts, starving, in whatever country it may be right now, they are no different than you and me. They are lied to with the same propaganda from the same type of beast unit on top of them. And this is the same in every country. And if it's not the same, they go in and they topple that leader until it is the same. And that is what you're seeing in this process, this illusion of worldwide war. They have sold the people out in every country. I don't care if they want to play Christian, if they want to play Muslim, if they want to play Jew. They are none of them. They worship this evil entity that gives them the power in the seat that they sit in, and their control over you and me and the rest of us. And as long as they keep feeding you, and the masses keep buying that this other country has the bomb, this other country is the enemy, and I don't care who it is. It's the person, it's the mouth, it's the talking piece that's telling you that is the enemy. Don't you find it kind of funny that Russia's now saying they got to back up and they got to focus all of their attention on ISIS? How come Vladimir Putin's not coming out and saying who ISIS is? How come Vladimir Putin's not telling the world who created and funded ISIS? How come he's not saying all that? Why? Because he's part of the freaking game. All these world leaders are. It's time for you to wake up. They worship a higher power that gives them the technology and the power that they so love. And if all they got to do is lie to you and have that power and control over you to manipulate you, they're going to do so. Because they believe none of you have it in you to wake up and rise up and kill this beast. And until you do, they're going to run rampant on all of you and continue this thing that they've been doing for centuries. Running both avenues. Controlling both sides of the war front. Do your research. Research the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia. Research what happened in Iran decades ago. Research your Jesuits and you will find your answer to this game. This is a puppet show worldwide. Every religion they're using to their advantage. Every virgin mind they are manipulating to their advantage. Can't you see? Can't you step back and see the bigger picture? What are you going to do when God shows up and he looks at all this and he says, who walked righteous? Who did the right thing? No, none of these guys. All these guys are going to run for the hills. All of them. But before that, they're going to try to have their fun in the sun, so to speak. You remember me. Remember me telling you. Because I don't hear no one else out here telling it like I am. Like this. The real. This world is a stage. That's the truth. They've all sold you out. It's all a game. It's all an illusion. All the leaders are in on it. And it's us, the people, that are against them. And if you want to see all these walls and barriers that they put up, these illusions, that's on you. I'm trying to give you the eyes to see. It's on you. And maybe now you know why I say this is KILLUMINATI. Yeshua returns with the sword. Tick-tock.